Guys, we back. Welcome to the second episode. Nah, I ain't heard that. A series where I personally do a deep dive into an artist that I have never ever listened to. And we decided to start with Tool, which is, I'm seeing a choice. If you missed my review of the very first album that Tool put out, Undertow, you can see the previous episode. But in this episode, in episode 2, we're doing a deep dive and listening to the entire thing of Enema. I'm gonna assume is how you, Enema? Is Enema how we pronounce this? Things that I have learned about Tool since listening to the very first album. My God. Somebody has done that man tremendously wrong. That man, I've never seen somebody with so much anger in my life. This album, from what I understand, is an hour and 15 minutes long and has 15 songs on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and go into it. I'm actually a little excited about going into the second album because generally, or at least what I think, if the first album ended up having like commercial success, usually the label is willing to put a little bit more money into the band, maybe get a little bit more, production into it, give better studios, things like that. So I'm actually very excited about the second album because I feel like the second album in general for artists usually chef's kiss. So I'm very excited about this. Tool, don't make me a liar. Don't make me a liar, Tool, I swear to God. Don't think I ever forgot about what you did to me in that last song on Undertow. I'll never forgive you. Tool, hear me when I say this. What the fuck was that? Don't you ever waste my time like that again. What the hell? Half of that... Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first song on the Enema Tool... Jesus Christ. The first song on Enema is called Stinkfist. Here we fucking go. I'm looking forward to a nice, anger-filled album. Okay, starting strong. Yo, this is a strong start. I wish this part was like a little bit higher with the vocals. Knuckle deep. Oh. Mr. Tool. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What do you mean knuckle deep? What do you mean just relax, it'll slip in? What do you mean, Mr. Tool? I'm on to your ass. Really like the tom work here. elbow deep. Mr. Tool. Huh. Mr. Tool. Mr. Tool, what are you singing about, sir? Cause good God, your whole arm was in the borderline at the end, wasn't it? You was up to the shoulder? Okay. I feel like that's a solid start to the album. I really like the actual groove of the guitars. The drums were kind of hitting in that. Like the top, like what I've learned about Doggone Tool. I don't know who this drummer name, but the time work that man be doing, I'm for it. I'll buy a ticket for it. Next doggone song. Next song is called Eulogy. Oh, somebody already died. This man don't kill doggone. I got to assume 3 people in doggone Undertow. Now we have the Eulogy, I guess. All right, let's do Eulogy. Well, they let in a long intro, huh? All right. Okay, Congo Bongo. The distortion on that is crazy. I really like this guitar here. Not all martyrs see divinity, but at least you tried. God dog it. But at least you tried, you know? Honorable. Oof, the bass just then. Okay. Woo! Oh shit. That breakdown there was really nasty. That was, I like that. Woo! Whew! Whew. Shit! That Mr. Tool say, get your ass out the way! Is it too soon to say what my favorite song is? Chat, please. Whew. Yeah. Nah, it may be too early. It may be too early, and I'm just gonna stop. But Jesus Lord, I like that. Literally every transition that had, like, the guitar distortion was so fat in that. I want to know what guitar pedal that man uses for that. Because at the very beginning, like, the distortion was like obviously very distorted, but it was like, I don't know. So the lyrics are very much just like, obviously he wanted to like be like, well, I wanted to relate to you. I wanted to, but then it like literally just flips to, are you gonna fucking die for me? Don't you lie to me. Pull your behind out the way so we can put the next fool up there. Yeah, no, I like that. Obviously, we're just 2 songs in, so I don't want to say that this is my favorite song, but this is probably my favorite song so far. I think one of the other things about this is, like, when I listen to these albums, I also want to try to guess what, like, the single was of the album. I'm gonna assume it's not this. But this was a really good song, though. The only reason why I think it's not this is, one, this song is 8 minutes long. It ain't no radio playing an 8-minute long song, amen? This was a solid song. I feel like just listening to the first album, this song had all the elements that Tool is kind of like known for. Besides like each thing kind of being in like its own separate song where it's highlighted more than the others. That fat distortion, the bass was kind of hitting on this, the tom work for the drummer, like in each section of it, like the breakdowns and everything. This is a solid song. It was 8 minutes long and it didn't even feel like it was 8 minutes long. Like that was really good. You did good, Mr. Tool. Okay, next song on it is H period. Okay. y'all have had some very interesting song names so far. All right, here's H period. Oh, we're starting. Oh. Okay. No. Take your time.
What's coming through is a lie. What's holding up is a mirror. What's singing songs is a snake. Looking to turn my pistol wide. They're both short, all they bought of hating. Killing me just the same.
Ooh, I like that guitar.
Snake behind me hisses what my damage could have been. My blood before me begs me, open up my heart again. And I feel this coming over like a storm again. Consider it, grab and take.
I can't even like really pay attention to the lyrics because like the composition is like so good.
This is what my damage could have been. My blood before me begs me, open up my heart again. I am too content to slip away, fade away, days away. I still feel you touching me, changing me.
Come on, guitar. And you better.
As the walls come down, and as I look in your eyes, my fear
I like the transition of the vocals there. Okay. I will say, like, that's the first time that I think I've listened. Well, I mean, this may have happened on the first one too, but like with this particular song, I felt like I couldn't focus on the lyrics. I was like too entranced in like the guitar. The actual composition of the song is very good. I really, really like the composition of the song and how it was kind of put together. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. This is pretty legit. I like this one. This does feel like well, I won't say that until I listen to the rest of the album. But yeah, no, that was solid. Next one's called Useful Idiot. Don't we all have one? All right, let's go in and get into Useful Idiot. Oh. Now, let me just say this, because I feel like I went through a range of emotions in literally 27 seconds. How long was that song? 14 seconds? Let me just say this. At first, I was like, oh, okay. And then my mind went back to the first album, Undertow. To, what was it called? Disgustful. It was something with disgust. It was two words put together. And how that thing had literally 10 minutes of literally just sitting underneath the night sky. And at first we were halfway through that and I was like, my first emotion was Tool. Don't do this to me again. Do not do this to me twice. And then as it progressed and it got louder and the gain was cranked, I started feeling creeped out. I started getting real creeped out. I don't know if it just felt like something was coming towards me in that. And I don't even know if that was like really the effect. Literally, I'm talking like, it's like all this is about a song that literally had no lyrics. It was literally just one singular sound. But the transition of my emotions from what the heck is this? Tool, don't waste my time again, to literally being creeped out and feeling eerie was absolutely insane. Because it, like, the louder it got, it just felt like someone was coming toward. I don't know. Whatever. Next song. Next song is 46 and 2. Alrighty. Like, what was so funny about that is like I started feeling scared and I found myself looking at the time signature to try to figure out when this would end. Maybe I'm just a punk. Hey, I don't know. Hey. All right, next song. 46 and 2. Oh, we were done? Okay. My bad. I like the slight chorus pedal that is on this guitar. Like a slight chorus effect. Haven't we all? Okay. That slight pause, I like that in the guitar. Jeez. Oof. But they love them some Congo, some bongo. Amen. Okay, drum solo. Okay. Okay. This song was definitely able to listen more to the lyrics of it. The theme that has kind of been the overall thing with Tool is that he is like obviously very angry. People like here's my pull up your chairs. Here's my psychologist's diagnosis of Tool so far. I feel like the front man or the lyricist of Tool, I still don't know what this man's name is. God bless him. what he is conveying through his music is a number of things. From the first album to this point, to, 46 and 2, it seems as if he put faith in a lot of people who have let him down tremendously and time again, right? So now he's stuck. He is stuck in a pit of despair of having his trust go wrong, basically. And that has done immense psychological damage to this dude, right? This has to be like the first song where he is like, I need to pull myself out of this pit. I need to pull it out of the pit. I can feel it. I can see it. I may not know how to get there, but I gotta pull myself out of this. This is like the lyrics of this are very much like, I feel like all the other ones are, somebody has done me wrong. I have immense anger about what has been done to me. And the feeling of people coming to get him, anger of, the people that have done him wrong where everyone else thinks that they're a great person. Now coming on to this song, it seems like, okay, I am in this pit. I am in this pit of anger and I need to get out. That's basically probably the most deep dive I've done into Tool lyrics. So yeah, I like that. I mean, Tool always finna have them doggone guitars, amen. But the lyrics in this one stuck out to me the most so far. Okay, next song is Message to Harry Manbag. Whoever this man is this gonna be like a skit or like a little interlude, or is this gonna be like an actual song? A ballad? Piano? Black and white keys?
Figlio di puttana, sai che tu sei un pezzo di merda? You think you're cool, right? When you kick out people out of their house. But there is 1 in 3 Americans dying out of cancer.
Dang, is that a real statistic?
And you're gonna be one of those. I didn't do courage to kick your ass directly. Because there's not courage for that. I could, You know you're gonna have another accident?
Oh.
You know, I'm involved with black magic.
Oh.
Fuck you. Die. Bastard. You think you're so cool, huh? Asshole. And if I ever see your fucking face around in Europe or Italy, wow, that time I'm gonna kick your ass. Fuck you. Fucking American. Yankee. You're gonna die out of cancer, I promise. Deep pain.
Deep pain.
No one did what it did to me before. You wanna know something? Fuck you. I want your balls smashed.
Oh.
Shit. Bastard. Pezzo di merda. Figlio di puttana.
Puttana.
Hope somebody in your family dies soon.
Oh, okay.
Crepa, pezzo di merda. E suga le cazzi sul serio.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So what did Harry Manbag do to you? So let me just get this straight. You know black magic. Harry Manbag done did something to you. You hope he dies of cancer, deep pain. And then you hope somebody in his immediate family dies very, very soon. Passes away. Perishes. We've learned a lot in this minute and 5 seconds. Next song, Jesus Christ, Harry Manbag, get a life. Good God, have we ruined enough? Jesus Lord. Next song is Hooker with a Penis. We're in it to win it, huh? We are in it to win it. Oh, there's that fat distortion. I know it well. hold on, just 1 second. I hate to interrupt. But in my mind, I always have to think about the process, right? So say Tool puts out a new album and they're like, yes, we made a first album. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. Second album comes up. Producers, you know, music industry elites are like, Tool, we can't wait for your second, big guy. Can't wait for your second. And they're like, bet. They come out with an album called Enema. And they play it for their execs. They're all sitting in a boardroom, a pitcher of water in the middle of the table. And they say, all right, so here's this this next song called Hooker with a Penis. And then Bob McIntosh has to sit there and not make a face as if that's not the most ridiculous song name he's ever heard in his life. And just sit there in his three-piece suit and say, all right, play it. Go. Oh. Not the best comeback to that, but sure. Maybe could have been a little better, but sure. Ain't that the doggone truth? Right. Homeboy said, I might have sold out, but you still bought the album, Playboy. Gets them every time. Tell him. And tell him. Scream it from the rooftops, Mr. Tool. Let him know. Yeah. And you know what? And I'm mad too. And I'm mad too. Because how you gonna tell somebody they sold out on the first album? The first? I'm mad for you too, Mr. Tool. How dare he? No, I kind of like that one. I hate that. So I'm making notes as I'm listening to the album. And here I am just typing out hooker with a penis. Next song. Intermission. Oh, okay. So just a quick little, is it a quick little something? We'll see here. Intermission. All right. Oh, we're done. Got it. Here's Jimmy. I really like these like bridges like this. Oh, I thought I heard something about the rev back up. Okay. I mean, that song was a Tool song. Song was a Tool song. Had some good parts, you know. I mean, I'm gonna assume the lyrics are basically him returning to his childhood, but then he said her at the beginning, didn't he? But yeah, I mean, that was I mean, I have no notes. I have no points on that song. It was a good song. It was fine. Next, Die Er von Satan featuring Marco Fox, another person I've never heard of. Okay. Okay, now we're moving into like an industrialism a little bit. Yep, we're here. We're here. Yep.
Die Eier von Satan. Eine halbe Tasse Staubzucker.
Oh.
Ein Viertel Teelöffel Salz. Eine Messerspitze türkisches Haschisch.
This better not be a seance.
Ein halbes Pfund Butter. Ein Teelöffel Vanillenzucker. Ein halbes Pfund Mehl. 150 Gramm gemahlenen Nüsse. Ein wenig extra Staubzucker.
I swear to God, Tool, if you summon something in my house.
Auf ein gefettetes Backblech legen und bei 200 Grad für 15 Minuten backen. Und keine Eier!
Bei 200 Grad 15 Minuten backen. Und keine Eier.
Let me just say one thing, Mr. Tool. Let me just say one thing. If you summon something into this house, I swear to God. What was that? What was that? No notes. I have nothing for that one. All right, let's move on. All right, you ready? Next song is Push It. Push it to the limit. I'm sorry, I just looked over. It's a 10-minute song, so buckle up. Get comfortable, get snacks. Let me go ahead and drink a sip of water. Boy, they love them some Fat Distortion. My God. Okay. Give me a little groove, Tool. Give me a little groove. Okay, now. Okay. Ooh. Homeboy going crazy on the drums. I bet this song goes hard live. Yeah, bring back the bongos and congos. All right now. Well, honestly, listening to the song, that kind of made me feel like, and again, y'all have to listen. You'll have to remember, this is my first time listening to Tool. I don't know their background. I don't know nothing. This song, like listening to it, just sounds like him struggling with addiction to me. Like the metaphors of what he was saying sounded like it was a person, but it kind of seemed as if it was like he's been trying to like kick a drug, and that drug just keeps calling back to him, and it's easy to just kind of like fall in it because he loves the feeling of it, but he doesn't like all of the effects that it does to him, and so he needs to get away from it. To me, that's my assessment of the song. It definitely comes across as if he is like battling addiction in that song. That's all I got for that one. That's what it seemed like. Other than that, I mean, it had the same elements. I really like how they kind of go from, you know, one composition to the other in a song. They'll kind of go into and transition into like the bridge, and it's very much like a different feel, but it's still the same song. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily just as simple as like changing tempo or like changing like the cadence of the drums. It's like you're slightly off in your chord progression, but you're still essentially still in the song. It doesn't sound like its own thing. So yeah, I more so notice more the lyrics of that than the actual like composition of it. But the composition definitely had some cool parts to it for sure. I really feel like that legit was probably a very good live song. If I had to gander a guess. All right, next song, Cicero, Some Ability. Okay. I'll say one thing about this second album. They really got into their experimental bag with this one. As it comes to, they had, and I keep going back to it, but that song pissed me off so god doggone bad. They had the doggone last song, Disgustables, and they were like, man, that scratches an itch, but it's just not enough. Let's throw let's sprinkle a little razzle dazzle in that thing, put some little intermissions in there, a couple sounds, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Next song is Enema. Oh, the title track. Fantastic. All right, let's get into Enema. Oh. 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 Okay. Oh. Okay. Right. Uh-huh.
Some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. Soon they hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this bullshit. Free reign circus.
I hate LA too. Right. Ooh. Me and my homies hate LA.
Say a comet will fall from the sky.
Oh.
Followed by meteor showers and tidal waves. Followed by fault lines that cannot sit still. Followed by millions of dumbfounded dipshits. And some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. Certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation
From what?
stupid shit. Silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid shit.
Oh. Oh shit.
Fuck all these gun-toting hip gangster wannabes. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for tidal wave. I wanna see the ground give way. I wanna watch it all go down. Mom, please flush it all away. I wanna see it go right in down. I wanna watch it go right in. Watch you flush it all away. I can't imagine why you wouldn't welcome any change, my friend. I wanna see it come down, bring it down, suck it down, flush it down.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Me and my homies hate LA. Enough of it. Get it out of here. Oh, yeah. Well, I gotta tell ya. Adding that to the favorite song list for sure. Where we at? Enema? Was that Enema? Yeah, that was Enema. Okay. I was upset about that though. What's crazy is like, it's like they made like, I'll leave these thoughts for later in the, when we're done, I'll get into this. Remind me what I was about to say on the thing. The next one is Ions. We're almost done with this album, which is kind of crazy. Next one is Ions. We'll go ahead and play it. Tool. Tool. I know you ain't got me hearing the sounds to an ultrasound. Tool. I know you ain't got me listening to an ultrasound. You know, I ain't even gonna hate on it. You know what? That's fine. I will say, even though there's really not much to say about that, but it was kind of a cool panning effect when they had the electric. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear it because I don't know if y'all are listening with headphones, but the electrical current that was like zapping whatever, you could like actually hear the panning of it kind of circling you. That, I mean, that is pretty cool. Listen, I don't hate a little intermission with a little, you know, but with Tool, it's usually nothing. It's usually nothing, you know, and not to say nothing, but there's usually, you know, nothing. But, you know, points for creativity. Hey, you want to have a track that's 355 minutes of an ultrasound and a cookie sheet? I'm all for it. All right, we are on the last song of the album, guys. We made it. Oh my God. Last song of the album, and then I'm going to give final thoughts. All right. Third Eye. Okay, let's listen to it. Let me just say this. Hold on. Because I'm starting to get flashbacks. I swear to God, Tool. I swear to God. It's the last song of the album. The song is 13 minutes and 45 seconds. I swear to God, Tool. If this is a repeat of the shit you did in that last doggone album, where we get to the last song and it's literally we talking for a little bit and then you hit me with 10 minutes of outer space. I swear to God, Tool. I swear to God. But, you know, listen, I'm going to go into it. Open hearts, open minds. But, Tool, I swear to you. All right, let's go. Third Eye. Let's go.
See, I think drugs have done some good things for us. I really do. And if you don't believe drugs have done good things for us, do me a favor. Go home tonight, take all your albums, all your tapes, and all your CDs and burn them. Because you know what? The musicians who made all that great music that's enhanced your lives throughout the years, real fucking high on drugs.
Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
Oh. Good to know. I'm skeptical, Tool. I'm skeptical. Whew, the tom work. Second phase, second phase. All right, where we're going? Where we go from here? Okay. Woo! Oh, we're somber now. Okay.
So glad, so much. I missed you so much. I miss you so much. So glad, so much. I miss you so much.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Next phase, next phase.
So good to see you once again. I thought that you were hiding. You thought that I had run away, chasing the tail of the dog.
You gonna let him know? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Yep. If you're gonna do a 15-minute song, Tool, that is how you freaking do it. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Listen, good God Almighty. You know, and listen, I was, because you never know, and you never doggone know. I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat. So, that Enema. Final thoughts on the album Enema. It seems to me. So, in this album, one of the reviews that I had of the very first album, Undertow, was that a lot of the themes in the lyrics in particular, not necessarily the themes, but the lyrics in particular were very repetitive. They were like, I have a point and I'm driving this point home. I was like, you're gonna hear this over and over again. I'm gonna sound angrier as we get along. You're gonna get this through your mind. You're gonna get this through your skull, right? With this one, it had some of that repetitiveness, but it didn't feel as if it was like overbearing to the overall song or the album itself, if that makes any type of sense. You know, I feel like in any other, you know, landscape in a different music genre, they would kind of view it as laziness. But in this particular genre, especially with this particular theme and style of like metal music, it's like you're driving the point home because there is an overall theme and story to what I am trying to convey. So it's less of like being repetitive because I don't have anything else to say. It's like, no, I just really want to get this through. The composition in this was very, very good. It's the same feeling of Tool, like you're still getting Tool in this, but you can tell they kind of experimented with a couple more elements. There was a little bit of industrialism in there. Obviously they added a lot more, you know, interludes or skits or whatever you want to call them, like the little pieces throughout the album, which even though I always make fun of it every time it comes up, it is a good way to kind of reset into the next song. So like, you know, most of Tool, from what I have heard, you're hearing Tool. Tool doesn't have a wide range of arrangements for each of their songs that they're going through in their album, at least in the 2 albums that I have listened to. But sometimes when you transition and where you pivot in an album, sometimes it's good to get a cleanser. And if the cleanser is, you know, an ultrasound, a cookie sheet, and a violet wand, then so be it. Then so be it. I feel like in this album, it's a lot, you know, kind of some of the same themes of just, I'm angry, I'm upset, but there seems to be like a shift towards, okay, now we need to transition. Now we need to change. We need to get out of this pit that we've kind of found ourselves in, which is a good, you know, transition now hearing these 2 albums back to back. I think the first album, Undertow, was done in 93, I want to say, and then this one was released in 96. So like as a listener who was experiencing Tool at that time, you may not necessarily get that transition. Especially when like an album like just comes out, but I guess that's kind of one of the privileges I have in terms of just like listening to these albums back to back. So you kind of see his transition to, I've been done wrong. I'm like, my trust has been, you know, demolished. I'm now angry. I want everything to die and burn. And now it kind of transitions into, okay, I'm angry, but I need to get out of this. He still has that anger. And I think too, like with this album, it's like the anger is a mix of some of the past trauma that he's gone through, but also just some of the anger is based on the circumstances that he has now found himself in. Because now the first album is out, you know, you're now in the public spotlight. People have found your album. People love your album. So now you get everything that comes with that. You get like the fame, and you get, you know, fans and stuff like that. So you have the highs, but then you also have the lows. And sometimes when you're, especially in a band like this, where it seems like in his lyricism, it's more so of him getting out a feeling. Like honestly, halfway through the album, I almost wondered if the venue that he's kind of conveying some of his feelings, if it even would have been music. Like it would have just kind of been like slam poetry. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, and not to say like music wasn't necessarily his calling, but it just seems like those feelings would have been in some type of output one way or another, and it just happens to be with music. The issue with that is that now that he has his first album out and now that it's, you know, very popular, he's now having to deal with the industry of music, and he does not like the industry of music. If we have found anything about it, he don't like the industry. He don't like LA. He don't like people criticizing him. He just like, bro, I'm just putting out the album. I just simply have things to say. You either gonna buy it or you ain't. Okay? Figure it out. That's basically like what I kind of got with that. So you still have some, you know, some of the residual anger from like maybe past traumas or everything, but now his, you know, his focus is almost kind of shifting into some of the grievances or just some of the issues that he has with actually being in the industry and what that entails for him and how that affects him and his mental. So that's what I kind of gained from this. Honestly, you know, Tool is still Tool. That song, what was it? Jimmy? Was it Jimmy? No, it was Hooker with a Penis. It was Hooker with a Penis. When the dude was like, you sold out. First album sold out. What's so crazy about the idea of selling out is it's like, do you expect to just be a garage band forever? Like, God forbid someone likes your shit. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, you can definitely hear in the lyricism of like, you know, he's still dealing, but like, see people calling him a sellout because now he has an album out. Like what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? All in all, I really like it. I do like a lot of the little things, and they weren't overbearing, but they added a little bit of experimentation into the music. They added a little bit more elements, a slight lift into industrialism, even though it was kind of like an intermission or an interlude or whatever. So I see it. I still think this is a solid album. I would probably, what would I rate this album? What would I rate the album of Enema? Honestly, there were some solid tracks on it. I would say I'd give it a 4 out of 5, honestly. I give it a 4 out of 5. And I don't know if it's necessarily because of how I feel about what he's going through emotionally, but like, because he was just so angry in the first one. So like, I almost want to like, I feel like one of my points is just like, good, you're angry. Now you want to try to get yourself out of it. Fantastic. We love to see it. We love to see growth. We love to see character development. Amen. I would give it a 4 out of 5. There were some solid tracks on this. I think the songs that I like the most on this album, let me go to my notes. Eulogy. I did really like Eulogy. Hooker with a Penis, which is absolutely insane. And the title track, Enema. Those three were pretty much it. Third Eye, you know, going into it, I was like, bro, I swear to God, if you do this to me again. But that's how a 15-minute song should be. Like, it should be a transitional, you know, we're going from phase 1 to phase 2. You're with me for the ride. Even though that was 15 minutes and it still kind of felt like 15 minutes, they did that a lot better than the crap they tried to pull on me in Doggone Undertow. I'll say that. So yeah, that was my review of Enema, a solid 4 out of 5. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your favorite songs are off this album. I still don't necessarily know what the single of this album would be. I would say maybe 46 and 2. That's my guess is what the opening single would be. I don't really know, but listen, let me know how you feel about this album in the comments. Let me know what your favorite songs are, and let me know how you got into Tool too, because I feel like everybody kind of has a different way of kind of finding a band and kind of getting into it. But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Likes help this whole channel go up and up because we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon, guys. All right, guys, that is it for me. Stay tuned for the next episode where we go into the next album, which is, oh God, Lateralis. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Until the next one.